everyone, it's Elin. And today I will share some tips on how to be more productive in these times at home, and also some things you can do that maybe you didn't think of if you are bored, which is weird for me because I have always things to do, but a lot of people complain that they are bored on social media and so on. So I will just give you some advice on things to do. So the first part is how to be productive while working or studying from home. So the first thing is to make a planning schedule, to-do list or goal list for yourself so you know where you're working to. And these are things that I also do, and I showed these in my vlog of the first week. Like I have, for example, this planning with things I want to do every day, and then I cross them out if I did them. And I also have this list of tasks I need to finish for school, and if I completed the heart, it means I done it. So this gives you a nice overview on things you want to keep in your schedule and things you still need to do. My second advice is to keep your sleeping patterns as normal as possible, because it's normal to think, well, I'm at home so I can wake up just 10 minutes before the course starts, so I'm still on time but I can sleep. But I also did that, but then you're not fully awake yet, you haven't had a good breakfast, you're still in your pajamas, you cannot be very productive. So keep your normal sleeping patterns if possible. Then my third advice is to actually get dressed, make a nice outfit for yourself, even if only you or just a few people see it. You can make it more fun by posting it every day on your social media, or I don't know, maybe making a kind of clothing challenge for yourself, like wearing pieces you usually don't dare to wear because a lot of people will see you. Well, now only a few people do, so you can just dress very crazily or with things that you never tried before, but just get dressed to have that feeling of, okay, now I cannot just go back to bed anymore, I really have to do something. Then my fourth advice is to have a good breakfast before you start, and also a good lunch and dinner, of course, because food is really important, but especially breakfast, because at least some people can work without a good breakfast, but most people can, especially if you're still growing or you have to concentrate a lot while working. You should really have a good energy source. My fifth advice is to write things down. Even if you already have a to-do list, other thoughts you may have that stress you, like, ooh, I want to reparate my jeans, but I will forget it. You know, I always think of these things before falling asleep, so I have a little notebook next to my bed so I can just write anything down that may come up in my head. So then you're not stressing yourself like, oh, I have to remember this. You just write it down and then it's out of your head and you will easily find it back. Then my sixth advice is to not check the news too often. It's normal, we want to know the updates, what's going on in the world, how long will the situation be, but you will get overly pessimistic by absorbing all this news. It's not necessary, just check it once or twice a day if you're really interested. But I mean, if there's a really important thing that happens, you will know about it. Someone will tell you, someone will call you. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to watch the news 24/7 because you will just get freaked out by it. And then my last advice for this productivity part is to install apps that block certain apps or websites for a specific time, to not get distracted by them, because now we're all working on our devices and you get easily distracted by it when a new message comes in, or oh, why shouldn't I check the news again? So just block these for a time period where you really have to concentrate. Like that you can be more productive and you can get to those distractions after you've worked. Now the second part, which is more entertainment, so things to do when you're not working or studying from home that you may not have thought of, but I did for you. So the first thing is to cook, because usually cooking, I mean, I don't cook, I have parents that do that, but I help them often. But cooking is something we just do to get food, which is normal, that's the main thing. But now that we're at home, we have more time, we can make those more complicated recipes, or we can experiment more. So there are many videos on YouTube or Pinterest that can give you inspiration, or you can just maybe try the recipe your grandmother gave you, but you never had the time because it had to, I mean, boil for 3 hours or something. Now you have the time, and afterwards you will have nice food. So this is the perfect time to try new things. The second thing is to keep exercising. Well, I don't know from where you're watching, but here in Belgium we're still allowed to go out to exercise, to walk, run or bicycle. But I know a lot of people can't, and therefore it's really important to keep moving, because I mean, already when you go to work or school, you're sitting down for a lot of hours a day. Now that we're working from home, it will probably be more, because you don't even need to walk to get to your work or school. So exercising is really, really important to keep your body fit, but also not to feel like a potato sack sitting all day. At least I have that. When I don't get out of the house and don't exercise all day, I feel really bad about myself. So for this as well, there are many videos on YouTube or Pinterest and many free applications that give you full body workouts or for specific parts of the body. So you can keep fit and maybe do it with a person you're living with. I do it with my brother and it's really fun. We motivate each other. Or you can video call with friends while doing it, both of you. I don't know, just make it fun for yourself, put on some nice music and get that exercise done. The third is video calling, or just calling family, friends, people you know, because we are so lucky to have this technology to be able to communicate with people, so use it. It's not like we need to write handwritten letters and have to wait 3 months to get an answer back. No, you can just Skype and see the person you're talking to, even if he's across the world. So make use of that technology, check in on people you know are alone or maybe quickly stressed because of this situation. Just check in on people, chat, even if it doesn't have to be philosophical conversation, just being there for someone and letting them know they can reach out to you is really important in these times. So make sure to keep contact with your loved ones and also with the people maybe you don't really talk to. Just checking in is always a good idea. Now is also the time to read all those books you've stored there that you bought that looked very nice but you never had the time to read them. Well, now you do, because even though I said you have to maintain your normal sleeping patterns, you can still go to bed a little later, so you can read a chapter every night before sleeping, or I don't know, during your lunch break or something. Just read all those things you always wanted to read and never had the time for. Now you do. You can also start a new hobby. For example, my brother had to knit something as a school project. Well, it's not his new hobby, but it could become your new hobby. Or just you have that rusty guitar in your home all the time. Well, watch some tutorials and learn it. Now is the time. And that brings me to my sixth thing you can do, is to make and listen to music. Because music, my battery fell out, but luckily I had a spare one that was charged, so I can immediately continue my video. So I was saying, make music and listen to music, because music depends on the kind of music you listen to, of course, but it makes you happy. And even if it's a sad song, it makes you think, wow, that's so well done. It's just nice to listen to music and make your own music as well. Maybe write your own song or just improvise. Just have fun with music because it really relaxes you. Then another thing I'd say you can do is get creative, and that you can see in all kinds of ways. But for example, by drawing, painting, making your own jewelry, knitting as I've said, or maybe painting on your clothing, customizing your clothing, I don't know, whatever, but just get creative, get something cool done and be really proud of yourself even if it doesn't look good. I mean, you still worked for it, right? So post it on your socials, get other people inspired by your work or not, whatever you want, but just do something artistic. Like my brother did this for me, but that was a long time ago, but I just wanted to point it out because I really like it. That's why I always film here, to have a nice colorful attribute. Okay, but that's on the side. So the next thing is to play games, and this you can do online and offline. For example, Uno, everyone loves that, or there are so many board games. I know the names in other languages. Double is really nice. If you don't know it, check it out. It's really nice to play with all ages. And online, I don't know what people play online. I never play things online, but you will know it. And then playing online games, you can also be in contact with other people. And when you do them offline with your family members or so on, it's also really fun. For example, last week we played a lot of Yahtzee, even though it's a bit a weird game, but it was still fun. The ninth thing you could do is clean. And this is also a very vague thing. You can clean your house, your garden, your room, but also your devices. That's also something we tend to forget. But cleaning up those pictures on your phone or all those downloaded files on your computer, just sort it out, get it clean, get it nice, and you will feel better. Decluttering your closet. You can also, the clothes you don't want anymore, you can already post them on an application to sell them or whatever. Just feel organized by cleaning everything. Something else you can do that we usually don't really have time for is looking at old pictures. Maybe your baby album or your parents' wedding album or your grandparents' cats album. I don't know, but just looking at old pictures brings up really nice stories, and you can talk about it or just enjoy the memories that come back with those pictures. It's a really fun activity to do, and you really kind of forget the time because you're so into that other time. You're just really relaxed. Another thing you can do, I already said it a bit, but is reorganizing things, redecorating your room, or maybe redecorating your room, changing the furniture around. Just change it a bit. Like maybe new lick of paint, I don't know, just enjoying this creative, nice redecorating process. A 12th thing you can do is fix broken things you want to keep, or customize those things that you like, you want to keep but are not 100% what you want them to be. You can adjust them to your taste and fix the ones that were broken. Another thing you can do is create new outfits. As I've said in the beginning, now no one sees you, so you can also try that very extravagant makeup look you saw on Nikki tutorials, or a very cool hairstyle that you always wanted to try out but thought it was only good for a wedding. Now you can do all those things and get crazy and fun and creative with yourself and how you look. Another thing you can do is dancing and singing. As you can maybe notice, I'm not a great dancer nor a singer, but I do really enjoy doing those. So on YouTube there are also many karaoke videos. You can sing your heart out, make those dance moves, make those choreographies, and just enjoy it, and that's also a good way to stay fit by dancing. Then the 15th thing you could do is start a new project you've always wanted to but always thought, oh, I will do that later or another time. Now is the time. For example, start writing that book you've always wanted to write, or maybe start a YouTube channel if that's something you wanted to do. Just start with those big projects you've always had. Another thing is to listen to podcasts or audiobooks while doing other things, or just when you're laying on your couch, I don't know. But what I really like to do is, for example, decluttering my closet or reorganizing things with it while listening to music or nice podcasts. Just leave your recommendations down below and maybe we can entertain each other this way. And then the last advice I had is something that everyone already knew, but it's watching those videos and series that you've always wanted to see but never did. Those movies, the watch later list on YouTube, just everything you've wanted to catch up with. Well, now you have the time. So, go for it. So, this was my advice on how to be productive and entertained in these quarantine times. I hope you got helped with these tips, and please make sure to write down in the comments any other things you may have or recommendations for YouTubers, podcasts, books, games, whatever. Just help each other out, and I hope you will all make the best of this time and just, make the best of it. Stay healthy, stay safe, but make the best out of it, as I've said. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye bye!